Okay, in this video we're going to do a quick demonstration of the power and dryness of the Anion Sanitary napkins. So we're going to take first of all, just a quick competitor. We tear open the bag, we see that they're somewhat individually wrapped, but we're going to show you some big differences here right away. Number one is most of them are not sealed properly this is a breathable material, and what happens is bacteria, as we put these under our sink or store them in our purse or whatever, cold, damp areas grow bacteria. They say about 82% of the women out there have bacterial issues, and about 60% of those coming from their sanitary napkins or tampons properly not stored and sealed or touched with dirty hands, that type of thing. So we're going to lay this out here. Now we're going to show you already off the bat, just wanted to show you the box, what they come in, case. This is a case of product, and it has here, excuse me, shows the different, what's in the different layers of the napkin. So pretty nice case that you get, but we're going to notice something big difference right away. The packaging, very cool packaging for sanitary napkins, that is, and just a variety. Quick to show you what's in the case, so you get a feel of the product. This is some overnight pads, napkins, eight in a pack of these. These are the panty liners, which there's 30 in a case like this, so 30 in this small little package. And then the daytime use, there's 10 napkins in this. And so we're going to start with that for our demonstration. Now you'll notice already a very cool feature, and that is this recyclable aluminum double sealed pouch. Double meaning one right here is sealed, perfectly sealed to keep everything out, and then each pad individually is also sealed. Okay, so what we're going to show you here is they're taped nice and close, but you're going to notice here right now just the size of these things. As soon as a woman touches this and feels it and says, "What? This is not going to get wet? Are you serious?" And then what we show them, and they're blown away every time. And so what we're going to do is open this up and get into it here, get past the seal, and you can see here a big difference already, and that is this nice patented green strip, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So what I'm going to do is start right away. We've got 2 cups of equal water, about 50 milliliters of colored water for the effect, so you can see the differences. And we're just going to go ahead and pour the product, or the liquid right here, into the Winalite. Just kind of spread it around as it would be. And then we are going to do the same to the competitor here. And you can do this with any napkin out there that's on the shelf. It'll do the same thing, what I'm about to show you here, as far as what women hate about napkins, and I don't blame them, and we'll show you that here in a minute. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take a paper towel, just a dry, white, clean paper towel, and we're going to put it here, and we're going to put another one on the Winalite. Now this strip that we're talking about here, I can tell you some quick stories about this. In some of the other videos you might have learned negative ions found in nature, vitamins of the air, but this is a patented strip that actually emits about 6,000 negative ions, and what happens, how it gets activated is by moisture. Okay, and it lasts for, they say, about 48 hours. So moisture is what activates the strip. That's a question I get quite often. And so the stories that are coming out of this are phenomenal. I just got an email today, a lady that has been suffering with yeast infections for 2 years, and 2 days into this napkin, yeast infection gone. This is her second cycle. She's already still gone, no yeast infection, plus the no bloating, no cramps, and I'm getting that story after story. We're getting tampon users who are hardcore tampon users switching over, and only because the alternative up to this point was dismal, at least what you're going to see here. So let's take this, and we're going to just barely pat. I'm not using hardly any force here, and just kind of working it around, and you can take it here and just see that it's not taking much, and you can even hear it being soaked up and soggy, and I don't blame women for wanting to use tampons, because that is not a good alternative. Okay, and any pad out of the store is going to do this. They all just don't have the technology that I'm about to show you. So now we take this and we put it here, and I'm dry off my hands, and I can pat and push, and you can hear that I'm pushing, and I can push hard, and I can have other people do this. And what happens is you cannot get this, the paper towel will not get wet. It does not get wet. Take a dry hand and feel this, have people feel this, and it's dry to the touch. Your fingers do not get wet. And so this is why they sold 400 million in the last 11 months dollars worth of this, is because of this technology, not to mention the wellness factor. And I love this part about it, is because I'm all about a huge benefit to people, and this is the huge benefit right here. The negative ion strip and the staying dry. So now let's just take something like this and show you something kind of cool, and that is if we just took this and say how does it do it? Look at this, check that out. I mean, it doesn't hold at all, and so not a good thing. Let's take this, dry off my hands, and take this and do the same thing, fold it up, whatever you want to do, and squeeze. I'm squeezing hard as I possibly can, and I cannot get a drop to come out, and this is still dry. So let me show you why. Let me show you a quick difference here. This here is basically, if we tear into one of these, now some of them have a little bit of gel that I'm going to show you, but what we're learning is that it's a chemical gel. What we're talking about here is all food grade material, so very healthy for the body and for the environment. This thing here is soaking wet. You can feel it to the touch, just soaking wet. And then this is just pure, just regular old cotton. Some of them, like I say, use a little bit of gel, but it's just soaking wet, and not a very good technology. Now this one here is all sealed. You can see here that it's sewed, so it's all sealed. It's not going to leak out the sides. And if we cut this open, we'll actually see that the first layer, cut into it a little bit more here, tear this sucker apart, do a feel like dissecting a frog in school here. But this first layer is very breathable. In fact, one of the demonstrations I saw, they took this whole thing, put it in hot water glass, and steam actually rose above it, so it breathes one way. It breathes, and then they tip it over in the glass, and water will not come out of this thing. So I'm not going to do that here, but it's pretty phenomenal. So this here is dry, and it's a very nice piece of material, food grade material. And this is the magic here, the negative ion strip. Like I say, about 6,000 negative ions coming out of that, so a very concentrated amount of negative ions for the body. This is being used for all sorts of other things right now. People taking these out, using them on hemorrhoids, on bacterial, on cuts and bruises, putting them in their socks for just the wellness factor of negative ions. We're going to see a lot of products come from this technology right here. But let's get into here so we can end this. You can see here that this actually turns into a food grade gel. Very important that it's food grade, and it just turns into this gel. And this gel, I can actually take another cup, I don't have it here, but another cup of 50 milliliters of water, put all this gel in it, and in just a minute